In the year 2026, the PlayStation 3 is going to be 20 years old. So, you're probably asking about the title. Why did Brandon buy a PlayStation 3, a 20-year-old console, in the year 2025? Well, it's because there are so many games that I wanted to play that are locked on this that I've been wanting remastered or just like put on the PC or something, port it over to PC. No one's doing it, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to my local game store. I'll trade in a bunch of games and get myself a PS3. Now, the PS3 I had was a Super Slim, which is the third model that came out, and we'll go over models and stuff in a minute when I go over like the kind of models, like in case you want to get one. But I got the Slim for about 60 bucks with some trade-ins, with a bunch of trade-ins actually. So they're not super expensive, but I really wanted to play Sonic Unleashed specifically. I love that game. I adore that game, but I haven't played it in so long because I haven't been able to. Yes, there's emulation, and I'm aware of that. There is a Wii version out there, but it's significantly worse than the PS3/Xbox 360 version. What I'm trying to say is this has some goated games. I wanted to play it, so I weighed my options, got my favorite one, and went with it. And the minute I opened the main menu, I was like, oh, I didn't appreciate this enough when I had the Super Slim. I didn't appreciate the PS3 enough because the main menu alone is phenomenal. Just check out this dynamic theme I have for my PS3 right now. It's a Persona 5 Morgana themed one, and now I remember why so many people want custom themes back besides just a light theme and a dark theme. I get it now. Look how cool this is. And you know, it's not just, I didn't just get this as a Sonic Unleashed playing machine. There are other games that I either wanted to try out the series for, but I can't because the collection's not anywhere else, or maybe I wanted to try it, like play it the way it was intended. And, you know, there are just some games that I had on PS3, never got to, and yeah, otherwise, yeah. Now, to answer the question really quick, is this worth buying in 2025? And I will say yes. Some of the games still look gorgeous, especially like ones with CG scenes, like with Sonic Unleashed. The opening is still just so beautiful. So many of the games just look so good still, and this was like 20 years ago. It's crazy. Obviously, some games have shown some age, but you know, it's a weird time because when I went back, and I played other games besides Sonic Unleashed at this point, because I've had this thing for about a week now, and I've played a couple of these games, I was like, games don't feel like this anymore. Like, it feels like with the big hitters, like Sonic, for example, with the big companies, I felt like they put more love into their games than they seem to do now. It seems like nowadays they just care more about investors and, you know, other things. It just doesn't seem like the heart's back in. Obviously now I think we've been seeing a bit of a shift going back to that with like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, with Sonic Frontiers. It seems like we're heading kind of in a good direction, thankfully for most companies. I don't see that with Sony though, which is disappointing because, you know, the PlayStation 3. It's Nintendo and Sega, we're getting back to that nice, warm, this feels like a game. So why did I decide to pick up the PS3 Slim over the other two models? Well, okay, I was going to stand this up for the rest of the video, but it is unstable, so we're just going to leave it like that. To explain the PS3 Slim, why I got it, I gotta talk to you guys about all three versions. First, there's the original PlayStation 3, which is super big. We call, or as it's called, the Fat PS3 nowadays. It's super big, and it sounds like a rocket ship is taking off inside my room when I put a disc in. The main pro and main reason a lot of people grab that one is because of the backwards compatibility that the original version of that version, if that makes sense, has with the PlayStation 2. Now, all three PS3s are fully backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1. It's a really weird thing going on here with backwards compatibility. Yes, the PlayStation 3 can play PlayStation 1 games, but the only PlayStation 3 that can play PlayStation 2 games is a very original model of the PlayStation 3. Now, it was those first two reasons really why I didn't buy it I also didn't buy it because of the backwards compatibility, because there's really no PS2 games that I really care to go back to myself. Any that I kind of do care to go back to have been remastered or remade or are on PC, and I can have access to that. So there was really no care for me to get that one. Next, we got the PS3 Slim. From the get-go, was already not backwards compatible with the PS2, which is a turnoff. But it's much quieter, not the quietest console ever still, but you know, it's much quieter. And I think personally it looks the best of the three. As the name kind of tells you, it's slimmer, so it's naturally cheaper. Overall, I think it looks a lot better, and some issues that came along with the original PlayStation 3 were fixed with the Slim. So then we got the last one, which is the Super Slim, which was the one I had when I got my first PlayStation 3, because I kind of got it late into the game, because I was a big Nintendo kid, so I didn't even think about getting a PS3, but I was like, I kind of want one, so I got PS3 Super Slim, because I think that was the newest one out. And I looked at it again, and I was like, God, that shit's ugly. So the Super Slim is slimmer, but it's kind of taller, and instead of just like putting a disc in and just kind of going in, you push a button and then it slides out, and then you slide it back in. And it just feels really cheap plastic. And if you love the Super Slim, I'm happy for you. That's great. You gotta admit, it looks kind of cheap compared to the other two. You put all three next to each other, and bam, that one looks kind of cheap. Which is why I didn't go with the Super Slim. Also, for some reason, that one's more expensive than this one as well. So yeah, I went with the Super Slim because it was the nicest looking. It seemed the most appealing to me. I mentioned the home screen earlier, and I gotta say, I heard a YouTuber when looking into getting a PS3, whenever you went to see someone else's PS3, it was kind of like you were seeing someone's personality or someone's interest in front of you, because you're seeing a different theme for every console, so everyone's console seems like their own. I forgot what YouTuber said it, so I feel bad, but still, that's just what I've heard. And you know, I'm a big Persona fan, so when I saw that Morgana Persona 5 one, I was like, hell yeah. And I hate Morgana. I hate Morgana at a certain point in Persona 5. I should rephrase that, so no spoilers, but the one gripe I have with this console, this dog shit, piece of shit, garbage fucking controller. I hate the DualShock 3 with a passion. It is so small for my hands. It's uncomfortable. Another thing is, this is the third-party one, but I've seen online, there's a problem with the normal ones too, is that it'll just keep randomly disconnecting. So I was playing, like, I think it was Cool Edge, yes. I was running, and then just randomly in the middle of it, it would pause. And I was like, why is it pausing? And then I look, and then this just disconnected. And it seems like it's a problem with, like, all of these, like, stupid PS3 DualShock controllers. So I bought myself, like, a dongle that can connect to a DualSense controller. That's on its way, so I can't really talk about that right now. But, yeah, this is a piece of shit controller, honestly. It does the job. Maybe it just needs a rest. I don't know. I was playing that game for a while. But yeah, this was a very special era. This had some very special games, and I've bought quite a few games since I got them. They're not actually that expensive. Some of them are a little bit more on the pricey end. Some of them were not. So I'm going to go over the games that I bought physically. I did buy some games digitally, but not much. That's worth going over, really. And yeah, I'm going to show those off to you guys right now. Before we continue to our regular scheduled program, I must tell you guys about today's sponsor, which is me. My Twitch and my second channel. On my Twitch, I do various Let's Plays, good and bad games. For example, a couple weeks back, I did a playthrough of Sonic and the Secret Rings and tortured myself playing that. And I love streaming over there. I enjoy it, so I do it quite often. So follow me to know when I do that. And you should also subscribe to my second channel, Brandon Vanal Live. On that channel, I post some highlights from my streams, but I also post other videos. Sometimes I'll post just random videos I don't feel are fitted for the main channel. And if I have any small update videos I need to do, they'll be over there as well. So go subscribe to Brandon Vanal Live and follow me on Twitch at Brandon Vanal. And yeah, go follow me there so I don't have to put this in every stinking video. So I got 16 games in total here. 2 of them were birthday presents, so I'll shout them out as I go through these. And I'll tell you guys why I think you should get them and why I got them. So first off, BioShock. I know, there's been remasters of this game. But the thing is like, I think that from what I've seen, it looks still pretty good for the time. And also, I kind of wanted to play it the original way too. I got the remasters when I had a PS4. For some reason, I never played them. So I was thinking, you know what, I'm getting a PS3. I should probably get BioShock. Why not? And if I like BioShock, I'll get BioShock 2. And if I like BioShock 2, I'll get BioShock Infinite. And yes, I'm also aware that this is on Steam, the remasters, but I don't care. I want it on my PS3, so I got it on my PS3. So this is one that you don't need a PS3 specifically for. You can get it on PC if you want, but you know, if you don't have a PC or a PS5/4, I recommend getting this for sure, because from what I had played of it back in the day, I did really like it, and I like the setting, and I love like horror. It's kind of sci-fi. This has some cool RPG elements in it, so that's why I got BioShock. Next, Deadpool. First of all, it's Deadpool, so it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna have some fun. Also, I kept seeing this clip when I was on TikTok a lot of people playing the game, and there's a scene, I guess, in the game where Deadpool's just trying to smack Wolverine awake, and it's really funny. So I do plan to stream this game, and I'm excited to do that. And just looking at the back, too, there's, like, saying a bunch of stuff. Like, on the front cover, it says Deadpool, and in quotes, like, as if it was a review, it says, "This is what awesome looks like, me." So, I can already tell this game is going to be something else. I don't remember if this is also on the Xbox 360, but I do know this has not come to any other system for whatever reason, so yeah, Deadpool. Next is Dead Space 2. I intend to get Dead Space 1, and I'm thinking about Dead Space 3. The Dead Space remake was fantastic. They're not remaking the second one. I know they're not, because EA, who developed the remake, I believe, I could be wrong, don't fact check me. To my knowledge, Dead Space remake did not do the best, so they probably don't see remaking the second one as like a very big, you know, gotta remake that for money opportunity. So yeah, that's why I got Dead Space 2. I do plan to get Dead Space 1. My game store did not have it. And then Dead Space 3, I want to play through 1 and 2. I've heard very mixed things on 3. By the way, I never beat the original Dead Space or the remake because I got too scared. It's Dead Space is fucking scary. Next one, shout out Mecha Otaku Gamer, aka my friend Raymond, for buying me Final Fantasy 13. Now, I have another friend of mine who fucking hates this game. And he showed me some gameplay of the summons, and oh my god.
Bring out the big guns.
But yeah, apparently Lightning is like, quote unquote, the female version of Cloud. And that's what I hear from a lot of people. One of my friends says that she's just a bitch, which is fine. There's another character that he doesn't like called Snow. But, you know what? I want to give it a fair shot. I also know this is on Steam. Just thank you, Raymond, for buying this for me. I'm excited to try it out. I'm probably also going to stream it, so I don't know. I haven't decided yet. There's a lot of these games that I plan on streaming, and there's a lot that I don't plan on streaming, so yeah. Also, for whatever reason, I do like Final Fantasy 13. I'll probably pick up 13 too, and then maybe even Lightning Returns. Who knows? So, there are 3 games here I want to talk about. One I actually don't have on me, but is on the way to the store I work at. And I do plan on purchasing it when it gets here. And the first one is Little Big Planet Game of the Year Edition. I love this series. This series is so good. Before I talk about these two, though, I want to talk about why the series is special to me. It's going to sound kind of corny, but my first PS3 game was Little Big Planet. It's a adorable, charming platformer that is very unique and just carries this very warm, cozy feeling that I feel like not many platforms have done up until, I'll say, like I said, Mario Wonder has gotten very charming recently. It was a very charming experience. I didn't feel that way since Little Big Planet. So This series means a lot to me. I love Sackboy. When I lost my mind when Sackboy A Big Adventure came up, I was like, oh, Little Big Planet's back. Let's go. Yes, Sackboy's back. But I'm scared that they're kind of done with Sackboy with Astrobot being a thing now. But, you know, who knows. Anyways, so, the reasons I got 2 and 3. 1, it's kind of obvious I love the series. But 2, I never beat 2. I never beat Little Big Planet 2. For some reason, I played a little bit, got bored of the story, and then just dipped. I think it was because I was just right out the gate from Little Big Planet 1, and I didn't take a break between games. I think maybe that's an important thing to do when you're playing these kind of games, is just like, you know, take a break if you feel like you need to. I don't know. I plan to give it another shot because a lot of people say this one is like the best one of the 3. All 3 of them, I think the first one's the best. That's just me though. But yeah, Little Big Planet 2. And then Little Big Planet 3, I had on PS4 because this was a dual release game. And you can play as different characters in this one. I only play as Sackboy because I love Sackboy. But I actually really enjoyed the story in this one. I don't get why this one got so much hate that it did, because this one actually got kind of a bit of hate when it came out. So, I don't know, that's just me. I love this game too. So, yeah. Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3. I'm getting the Game of the Year edition, by the way, of Little Big Planet 1. Because that comes with like all the DLC. So if you want to save yourself some money, or if the PlayStation 3 store is down by the time you're watching this video, which as of this video being recorded, it's still up, but to get money on it, you have to go through like either the PS4 or 5 or you're on the desktop or your app to like actually put money onto your account. It's really weird. But yeah, Game of the Year edition, I'll go for that one if you see it. Okay, I'm almost done with Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet Karting. Never played this one. This one will be my first time going into this. I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard it's great, but I also heard it's not. I feel like at around this time with the PS3, they were trying to make Sackboy their mascot. They were trying to make Sackboy the Mario of PlayStation, and I guess it just didn't really work, which is kind of a shame because I always kind of thought that, like when I was new to PlayStation, I thought Sackboy was like the Mario, and that's probably why they made like a karting game around it. But I guess it didn't really work. So yeah, but now they have Astrobot, and honestly, Astrobot's more fitting for the fact that, you know, his whole shtick is PlayStation, so PlayStation representation, and you know, he fits the colors and all that, whatever. Naughty Bear Double Trouble, aka Naughty Bear Gold Edition. So Naughty Bear is what I call the definition of a reasonable crash out. I did do one stream playing the original Naughty Bear version, and I found out that the DLC you could only get through the Gold Edition, so I was like, oh damn, we got the Gold Edition in. I need to make sure I grab that thing before someone else does. This game is pretty much, the best way to describe it is Manhunt, but everyone's a teddy bear. Instead of blood or stuffing. It's crazy though, because playing this, when I did the one time, it felt like this should have been rated M. I feel like T was still too small of a rating. Some of the kills you do in this are pretty brutal. You're not getting away. No, no one gets away. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. But like I said, his reasoning, it's not the worst. Like, it's not an excuse to kill, but, you know, in the next level, they all come back to life anyways. They're kind of dicks in this. Everyone on that island's an asshole. It makes sense why Naughty Bear kills them. But yeah, and if you happen to find this new somewhere, anywhere, because there are places that still sell the games new in, like, package for, like, not too expensive. It does come with a code for the sequel, which is Panic in Paradise, which, from what I've heard from reviews, not as justified of a crash out. I think he's just being a dick at this point. There's a digital download code. If you get this used, it's most likely not going to work. And I also don't even know if it works with the PlayStation 3 store right now anymore with redeeming stuff. So, but this is one of the funniest games I've ever played, and I highly recommend it if you want to have a silly, silly time with some violence. This one, shout out to my friend Jo. I have heard of Nier Automata, but that's the only Nier game I heard of. And we saw that this had this at a different gaming store that I went to. He asked me if I ever played it, and I said no, because I was looking for recommendations for PS3 games. And he was like, I'm going to buy this for you. This is going to be your birthday present. happy birthday. You're gonna play this. So I'm gonna play it. I'm probably gonna play this one in my spare time, then if I like it, I might get more of the series and then stream those maybe. RPGs can be long though, so I'll probably just play this in my spare time. Thank you so much, JL, again, for getting me this. I definitely will check it out. I love me Super Smash Brothers. I loved me Super Smash Bros. Back in the day. So when I found out they made a PlayStation Smash Brothers under the name PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, you knew your boy had to get this. And I have been playing this a little bit as a Sackboy, of course. He's my main. I really do enjoy playing this. I do wish, though, that the online still worked because, you know, it'd be fun to play against other players, you know. I'm surprised this game never got a sequel either because it was so good. I think it's because it didn't do as well as that Smash Brothers was doing. It wasn't doing as good, and yeah, but it had some great characters. Jack and Daxter's in this. Ratchet and Clank, you know, got Kratos. You got the dude. I forgot what his name is. The dude from Killzone. I think he's the villain. You got Cole from Infamous. You got Evil Cole from Infamous, and there's just a bunch of other cool characters from the PlayStation realm in this game. So I highly recommend this if you want a platform fighter for the PS3. I really enjoy it. So yeah. Next is Red Dead Redemption. I'm pretty sure this is also on Steam, but you know what? I'll get the sequel on Steam. I heard Red Dead Redemption 2 was really good, and I heard Red Dead Redemption 1 was pretty good, and I know Rockstar makes some really good games, so of course I had to get this. I just want playing the sequel to be an even more newer experience, so I think playing this one on PS3 and then 2 on the PC is totally fine, and yeah. Sleeping Dogs is another one. I remember hearing about this game, a lot of good things. I remember hearing people playing or seeing people play this game, but I don't remember too much about it. I just know it's like it takes place in Hong Kong, and I think it's GTA-like. I could be totally wrong, but you know, my interest has been piqued to play this game, so I am going to play it. I might stream this one, don't know. So this is a franchise I've been wanting to check out for a long time, but I had no way of checking out. We got the Sly Cooper collection. Or the Sly collection, sorry. This comes with a remaster of the first 3 Sly Cooper games. And I just saw reviews and I saw the art style and I love everything about it. I love Trash Pandas so much, they're so cool. Not as good as Giant Pandas, but Trash Pandas. I love Trash Pandas. They're really cute. They're little guys, little human fingers, but very stealthy-like 3D platformer kind of deal. Very excited to try it out for the first time. I think I will stream this one because, you know, it's a platformer and it'll be a first experience, and I want you guys to be able to check that out as well. Now, it's peak. The reason I even considered buying a PS3. Sonic Unleashed. My baby. I love this game. I love both the day and night levels. I do kind of like the day levels a little bit longer because the night levels are just so long. I get the criticism for this game among Sonic fans on why some people say it's like not the best one. Some even say it's like the worst one. Because of the length of the stages, I have to say like a third, maybe a little more than a third, feels like an actual Sonic game because of the day levels, but they're also like really short. And then there's the night levels, which is essentially a beat 'em up when you play as the Werehog. So I get the criticism, but I still love this game. When you do play the day stages, dear God, is it fun. The boost formula, this was the first time it was on console. I believe the first time it was actually done was Sonic Rush. They give you the boost, and they make you use it smartly. They design the levels around the boost system, and it's just such good level design. The music's so good. It looks amazing for the time, for sure. It is one of those PS3 games that still look great to this day. The only really bad experience I had with this game is that it seems like at night with the Werehog, there are some frame rate dips. I think it mainly comes to the fact that the Werehog's just so much more... There's more detail that goes into the Werehog because of all the fur and stuff, so... That's a little bit of a shame, but besides that, I love this game. And honestly, if it got a remaster, I probably still keep this one because I imagine if they do it like they did with Sonic Unleashed, or I meant Sonic Generations or Sonic Colors, and they change up some little writing stuff, or maybe they'd have Roger redo the voice lines for Sonic. I don't know. Jason's performance in this is just so good, and you know Jason's my favorite Sonic, so yeah, definitely a must grab for me. Even if you don't have a PS3, if you have an Xbox 360, you have a Wii, maybe not a PS2, but if you have a Wii or an Xbox 360, also give this a shot. We're on the second to last one, Star Ocean: The Last Hope International. So this was recommended to me by my friend Raymond, Mekotaku Gamer, as I mentioned earlier. He told me it's really good, and he loves the Star Ocean franchise a lot. He really loves that franchise. I was gonna try the new one that came out semi-recently, but I had heard mixed things about it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to put my time into that right now. But I'll give this one a go for sure. I definitely will. I'll look into this one. And then lastly, we got Uncharted: Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted game. Funny enough, I did see the movie. I heard the movie has some differences than the game, thankfully. So I will be going into this, you know, blind for the most part. I do know about the whole helicopter cargo scene thing, which that's gonna be crazy to experience in the game. I'm not sure if it's in this one or a different one, but I do plan to get the second and third ones as well. I just want to get like one at a time. It's kind of like the BioShock thing that I mentioned earlier, where I want to play the first one, then the second, then the third. But yeah, that's Uncharted for you. And these aren't the only series or things I want. Like, there's some others that I want to throw out that I'm looking for. First one, hear me out, Sonic 06. I want to experience what others experienced to see firsthand why this game is so bad. What sucks is it introduced two of the coolest characters in the Sonic franchise, in my opinion. There's Silver the Hedgehog, who just gets bullied, and oh gosh, he gets so much disrespect. It makes me angry. Apparently in the comics, I haven't read the comics. I have some that I need to get to and read. Apparently Silver is just super good, and I think it's called the Metal Saga. Like, he's a real standout in that. So can't wait to read that. I hope they bring Silver back and like do him justice, unlike they did in Forces.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. Shut the fuck up. But then they also had Mephiles, who's I didn't really look into until I played Sonic X Shadow Generations, because I wanted more like kind of background on him. And he is the first villain, I believe, to actually kill Sonic. Like, jeez, he murders Sonic. Dude is just on demon time in that game, it looks like. So I also want to check out Killzone 2. I heard 1 is kind of dated and 3 is very meh, but I heard 2 is like fantastic, so I'm going to check out Killzone 2. And I also want to get Need for Speed Carbon. I played that game on the PS2 and the Wii. I love that game, and I hope that I can find it on PS3, because I saw it was on PS3, so wish me luck in hunting that down. So yeah, that's why I got the PS3 in 2025, and I really do recommend people check out the PS3 as well now in today's day. Get whatever version you want. Like I said, I think the Slim is the best choice, at least for me, but it's not the best choice for everyone. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, hit notification bell when you do, and yeah, so long and good night.